and come all to another episode of Miss the Bus. This is your E3 Need to Know, and we are doing day one, which is EA. Your EA Need to Know.
E3 is here!
Yes, and we are all very excited about E3. I am one of your co-hosts, Bailey, and to my left, we have Matthew.
Hello.
Matt.
Hey.
He says hey. And over here we got Tyler.
Glad to be here with you today.
And then over in front of me, we would have had Omar, but poor thing had to leave. So Omar says hey. But yeah, so we're going to dive on into the most boring. I'm kidding. It's not the most boring, but like the one we were probably least excited about.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
to start off E3.
Yeah, I mean, E3's here, and you just kind of know you started off with EA, and that's just what you get.
They want to get it over with. They're like, hurry up, get this shit out so we can move on to the more important things. But
do no
they
harm.
did show a couple of things that we were kind of excited about.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
It got us in the mood, at least.
The mood.
Get us in the mood, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, moving on to...
Battlefield.
Battlefield's what they opened with.
Yeah, and good on them, I guess. You know, they announced Battlefield 5 a few months back, and so
got a lady on the cover, caused some commotion.
Caused some commotion. The history buffs knocked them up and said...
No, really? They knocked them up, huh?
Knocked this lady up on the cover, and then was like, you're going to be on this cover.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, they whatever. So women were in World War II. It's fine.
Yeah, it's historically accurate.
Is accurate. Let's move on to the actual game.
October 5th.
Yeah.
Well, I think we knew that.
And they show the Battle Royale mode.
They didn't show it.
Well, they'd said it.
They said it.
Might be.
They bring it up. They didn't really show it. That's another one of those things where it's EA. So it's like I would have rather seen because that's more interesting. You know, I want to see what the Battle Royale is going to look like. I don't really need to see what the next Battlefield in general is going to look like. Although it did look different enough and kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to go buy Battlefield 5 if you're not like a huge Battlefield fan.
I don't think any of us are huge Battlefield fans. I think it looks cool and I definitely am interested in it, but I don't know. It's not something I was like dying to see.
Right. At the end of the day, I don't think their trailer like converted people to Battlefield 5.
No, but it has its fan base.
Yeah, for sure. And it looked really cool. So good on them.
Good on them.
Good on them,
mate.
Good on them, mate.
Shrimp on the bob.
So yeah, what else did EA? Because I guess their conference is kind of weird.
We could just do the sports stuff real quick.
I was gonna say
get it out
so
there.
we see FIFA, FIFA
which
19.
Omar definitely would have been excited about.
Yeah, Omar's a huge FIFA fan. I haven't really played too much of FIFA, but I know FIFA's kind of making its waves. It's become one of those really big sports games as people get more into soccer. And
Ronaldo's on the cover,
right?
Which was like a big deal apparently, because
team.
it's showing a different jersey that people were expecting. Because apparently he's like talking about going somewhere else next year, I believe, or at least that's what Omar was saying.
Right.
So like they had all that drama. But other than that, I think people are excited about it. And then they showed you could play for free. 18, you could play for free.
Yeah, so they put like an extended free trial of FIFA 18 up where you can play it for free for right now, the World Cup mode. So that's pretty cool for people that don't already have FIFA and aren't into it. You know, and it gives you a chance to check it out, and you know maybe now you're gonna buy the next one. So yeah, you know, in a sense they know what they're doing. They're getting, like I said, they're doing their best to do no wrong, but not really fucking like wow us or do anything crazy. Like come on, it's FIFA. Then they showed Madden, which is coming to PC. That's cool. It hasn't been on PC in like 10 years. So and obviously their PC crowd's very interested and excited about that, but. Again, it's like, so many of these games, they're just like yearly sports games and stuff that we know we're getting. So it's like, they didn't like do anything wrong with it. They didn't like mess them up, but you know, how much can you really get out of the next one? Yeah,
and then they showed NBA Live 19 that comes out in September. So it's NBA Live and FIFA are both for September, and Madden NFL 19 is in August.
Right.
So, you know, the yearly stuff we always get some have different modes in it. Like you said, Madden's on PC again for the first time. Those are the big reveals.
Right.
Moving on, though.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh, is that what we were moving on to?
Yeah, sure. It's a way to distinguish it.
Well, yeah. So they had to obviously come out and say something on Battlefront 2. You know, they obviously, I'm sure you know, everybody knows that Battlefront 2 had this very flubbed, fucked up.
Fun
launch.
game, but a fucked up release.
Yeah, unfortunately
EA
for
knows
them,
that too.
Yeah, it just got announced, a few months before that they were just gonna have all these loot box stuffs, and it really fucked with people's mood about it, and rightfully so. We didn't want to see all that in our game, and even when they corrected it before the game even came out, it was too late. I mean, that game has obviously suffered.
Right.
Its whole life cycle so far.
It can't have a big player base at all.
It can't. There's no way.
But the characters they revealed, though, that they're adding are
I'll tell you what,
really exciting.
Yeah, and that was the first hype moment for me for E3, because they were about to announce characters, and me and Matt were both like, General Grievous.
It was the first person they
And
showed.
it was the first person they showed, and I thought that was really cool. They didn't show any gameplay or anything, but we know we're getting General Grievous, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker.
My boy Anakin.
So it's Clone Wars stuff,
Coming in.
and even though, like, whatever about those prequels, they make for fun game content. So
Oh, for sure.
It's cool.
I think most people wanted to see Battlefront go into prequel Clone Wars.
Is it too late for this content? Probably.
It probably is.
Most likely.
But at the same time, I guess EA, they know that they're not going to get people back on board with Battlefront. I think at the end of the day, they want like Battlefront 2's legacy to not be completely tarnished in the sense that years from now, people that want to play the definitive Battlefront game on like current consoles, I mean, Battlefront 2 won't be broken or fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
It'll just be like, you can't correct the way you look in the public eye with it so much as you can just, have your game actually work and playable and not fucked up with loot boxes. So some of this content like Obi-Wan and Anakin and Grievous should have been in it a long time ago. So yeah, it'll be cool that at the end of the day, it'll all be there.
But then we get the most uncomfortable teaser for an actual Star Wars game, which was Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order.
And unfortunately, this was arguably one of the more
was a
excited
misstep.
moments you are for
You
EA.
hear the name.
Like, they're making a Star Wars game.
Right.
And you're just kind of hoping they're going to show you something
Respawn.
more. Right, it's Respawn. It's the Titanfall guys. It's like, I want to see, even if we're not going to see gameplay, I want to see maybe some kind of CGI trailer or just a fucking actual logo.
You got none of that.
You get
got the
nothing.
name, and then you get an awkward conversation sitting in the audience.
It was weird because I guess I don't know. I guess the host was kind of trying to fish for more.
Which, I mean, it wasn't like awful.
No.
They definitely had worse parts in this conference, but this was just, I don't know. You got excited and you were expecting to see more. So the fact that they just sat there and talked about it, you were just like, okay. I mean, I don't really care much about this right now.
I get that whole vibe too, where the host was trying to like fish for more and get more out of it. And that's almost like, because these conferences are normally so planned. They're so like, what's coming.
It probably was planned. Maybe the dude was just fucking weird.
I think
about
Here's the vibe I get.
seemed kinda
I think it was
scripted.
almost like, it seems scripted in a way, but it was almost like maybe leading up to this, they thought they were going to get more of this game. And then it ended up
It
being
fell
to the point
short.
where it was like, okay, so what are you guys bringing? Like, Respawn, what are you showing us of the new Star Wars game? And they're like, I don't know. Like, we'll do something in the audience, reveal it. And then it was just this whole thing. Like, really, that's all you're giving
I
us?
would be
don't know.
interested to see if reports come out, like if the host Andrea Nay comes out and says like how scripted it was or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who knows if she will, but I'm very interested.
Right.
Poor thing, she was fishing and she couldn't reel anything in.
Right. And she probably
Got
knew she
nothing.
wasn't
And
getting
she was a
anything else,
good host too. I feel like she moved the comments along well and kept people excited as excited
as
as
much as you
people
could be for
could
EA,
be.
right.
I was gonna say, even almost, it's not her fault again, but with
No.
the whole when they finally get into Anthem at the end, when it's this whole thing of like the creators sitting on their seats and talking about the game, and she's interviewing them, and that's kind of interesting. But at the same time, what a weird way to introduce Anthem, the
Right.
game everybody else. If it's not this new Star Wars game, it's Anthem that
It's
everybody
like-
was super excited
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
And again, it was like, maybe show us a really cool trailer or something
Yeah.
that more definitively shows off the 4 different classes and shows us gameplay of each. I mean, this was just a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really get why that was
game-
their press conference.
The game for like the stuff they showed for Anthem, it looks good, but I still don't really understand what the game is. And I feel
Yeah.
like the developers didn't do a very good job of
Right, of
saying.
making you believe and think like what this game is. I really need this game. It's almost like they're just banking off of people know us because of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna buy our next game, which is probably true for a lot of people. If I had to guess, it looks like their Destiny-ish version of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Well-
what they're going for. So
yeah.
Before we even got to that, we went through some of the smaller games, which they had like
had a few.
Unravel 2, which
Available
looked
now.
really cool. And yeah, they announced that it was available now, and it was a cool game. I think it looked really pretty. I liked the duck just chasing you throughout the entire
turkey.
gameplay. It was a turkey. Okay, I couldn't tell, but it was just like chasing you throughout the whole time. I don't know. It seems kind of cool. It
Cutesy
was-
games like that are always
Yeah,
good.
it was.
mean,
I like the smaller games that they show sometimes, depending as long as it's not a phone game, because I'm not into that at all. But
right, and they are the ones that spent forever on.
What
fucking
they had
Command
more-
and
I know they
Conquer.
had
Oh fuck.
That whole fucking. Why is that what you're gonna demo the entirety of it? They played a whole match, didn't they? They sat there and played an
Yeah.
entire game. Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
Command and Conquer has its audience, but I don't think they have its mobile audience.
well,
That
they
was a
brought
real
people
game.
out to play it.
I
Yeah.
just know there was a moment where they were playing it, and then we all kind of stopped paying attention. Then we were kind of just like, "What are they doing?"
Like, are they still doing
yeah,
this?
I'm pretty sure that's when we were like putting pizza rolls in the oven or something.
was
We were just like
weird,
not
yeah.
paying attention at all to like what they were
Well, I was
doing.
just like, are they still over? Is the fucking blue team gonna finally just nuke the red team's base? So yeah, I mean, that game looks fine.
I
but-
feel like mobile games shouldn't be introduced in showcases and should just be a separate
Yes.
I agree.
15-minute
I don't
conference.
think
Definitely.
E3 is necessarily the place for mobile games. I think obviously they're video games and their mobile games has its audience, and that's great. And even if you want to do a separate conference for mobile games, but
Maybe it has to do with certain licensing things. Like maybe if there's a EA phone game, maybe it can't be shown with other things like Bethesda.
and I could see that.
Maybe it could be that, and that's why.
I just think then. So if you got to show your phone game off at your press conference, and then do it in a more, I'm not saying discreet, but don't make
It's filler.
10 minutes about the fucking
Yeah.
the phone game. I mean,
It's for sure
Don't
filler.
demo it on stage for sure. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? A trailer for that would be fine. So yeah, it's just kind of weird, but
Yeah, the other good game they showed was Sea of Solitude, which comes early 2019.
Sea of Solitude
Which
looks
I
really
think that
cool.
looked really cool. I was actually super interested in that game.
It looks really, really good. But that was another thing too. I feel bad saying this, but the woman that was presenting, you could tell she was nervous, and I guess.
Oh, poor thing.
This-
she
but
looked
this
like she
is-
was about to break out in hives.
And I don't. Christ,
I don't.
and I don't
She
even.
definitely did.
I don't put the blame to her in any sort of way. I think this is prime example of like E3. They should hire professional people to introduce
Right.
the games, not the developers, because these developers are not.
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
A lot of these people are probably small time developers. They're not. They're
Right.
nervous about doing shit like this,
Yeah.
which is understandable.
No, for sure. I mean, they sit there and create these games, and they're experts and master. They make these awesome games. That's what they're good at. But it's almost like, why bring them out on stage and have them, do all
torture
this
them
talking
practically.
when they don't.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't look like they really want to be doing it. Like every now and then, one of them's like being a little bit awkward, but they're smiling and they're, it's like, okay, they're getting their moment. They don't have to be perfect at this. But sometimes it's almost like they were forced to do it, which I almost felt with her. I was like, she would probably be more content back in her studio working on the fucking game and having, who knows. Somebody else out there.
And if you're a smaller studio like that, you want people to buy it, so you don't want to sound stupid. There's a lot
Right.
that goes into like being nervous and preparing for it.
I
so.
agree. And again, it's
don't
not
know.
like it's not a knock on the whole conference. It doesn't ruin it for
no.
anybody. I think watching E3, you expect some of that stuff. It's almost kind of funny. It's
It's a little more entertaining,
You feel
if
bad.
anything.
It's like, I didn't really want to see her up there struggling. I was
No.
her to either nail it or maybe she didn't need to do it.
Luckily, though, she was presenting a really cool game.
It
So
looked great.
Yeah, it looked great.
I feel like they didn't have much else other than the big one, which was Anthem, that they closed out with.
Right, and that's the thing. I don't think there was. Did we talk about what's the fucking yarn game?
Yeah, that was Unravel 2.
Unravel
Yeah.
2. Okay, yeah. But yeah,
The fucking yarn game.
which that was cool. They said, here's Unravel 2.
Yeah, you
and
get
it's
it
out
now, which is awesome.
And, you can go buy it now. So,
But then they showed, I think, the most with Anthem, which rightfully so. Because, I mean, I think that game looks super cool.
yeah, Anthem's their big
Reminds-
thing, and we didn't know what the release date was. Now we know it's gonna be February next year.
I really hope it ends up being good.
I agree. I think. I don't know. I want BioWare to start making really good games again.
Me too.
And I think they can. And I think Anthem looks like it's going to be another really.
I mean,
good
I feel
BioWare
like
game.
visually it looks cool, and all the suits you could pick from, and then you get to fly, which is awesome. It
Yeah.
reminded me a lot of Avatar.
Of Avatar,
For
the
some
flying looks
reason.
like Iron Man. As people
Yeah,
have said
it's
it.
like you're combining all of those
Yeah,
aspects.
they're doing a really cool creative thing with it, and if it follows and retreads with stuff that Destiny does, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing because I think the gameplay will be different enough.
Yeah.
The storytelling should definitely be different. It should be more BioWare type thing.
I hope
so
it's very dialogue based. I hope it's very your
Yeah.
choices matter.
I think it will be, and
But
it
having,
seemed like it was going towards that route, with the little bit that we saw at least.
right.
I like all the underwater stuff too.
Oh yeah, that looks super cool. I
love
really into
underwater
that.
shit in video games when it's actually good.
Me too. It's because you get so much of it that sucks. You get so much of it that's like, get me out of this fucking ocean, get me back on land.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks
Either
really
that
cool.
or
and-
drown me,
Either that or drown me. But yeah, overall, I mean, EA, they did what they needed to do. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
It was just an awkward, weird, not very good conference
Right.
overall, though. But
It was
you
like-
kinda
there are
go
things
into it-
there.
You go into it expecting it to be one of the worst or one of the lesser.
Yeah, it was warming you up for the more important things, which
Right.
we
know
we
there's
kind of
more good E3 to
expected.
come.
So
Absolutely.
thanks EA for like kind of getting the juices flowing.
Yeah. you gave us a little taste.
Yeah, a little taste.
all we
That's the
needed.
best way to put it. Stuff like you barely care about,
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think that pretty much sums up day one, which
does.
I think again it could have been. There's certain aspects that I guess could have been better, but I'm not disappointed because I wasn't expecting much anyway. So
Right. EA, you did your thing. You
thanks,
did it.
EA.
You did it well.
EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Okay,
That's
we'll
for
drag
their
that out.
evil
Could have
stuff.
done without that.
But yeah, so I guess that wraps up day one. If you like this kind of business that we put out, you can go find us on iTunes or SoundCloud at Miss the Bus. If you want to find us on any social media, we're at Miss the Bus Pod. So you can follow us on all of that, rate us on anything and everything, but always give a good freaking rating because we appreciate it. But I think that's pretty much it. So
That's it.
we'll see
And
you later, guys.
Stay tuned for our other E3 videos.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
check out our other E3 videos. We got
Or
all 4
all
days.
videos. Follow us on everything and listen to everything because we're important. Well, we're okay.
We're decent.
Either way, though, thanks for
we
tuning
suck.
in, and we'll see you later, guys.
Peace.
Thank you.